Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So first off, I have to say right at the top, if you missed my last video and you don't know the big news, we are actually pregnant with our second child. We are overwhelmed with gratitude and excitement, and if you want to hear all of the details, I will link my last video down below. Thank you, by the way, to all of you for all of the love and the support and the prayers and the kindness. It means so much to us, and I just want you guys to know that. So thank you. So for today's video, I'm bringing you around as I continue to take care of our home. I'm painting cabinets, I'm making food when I can stomach food. I was very excited to pull out my seeds and just begin to wrap my mind around spring and what's to come. Dan continued to work on projects around the house as well, and I'm just so excited for everything to continue to move forward and for us to get more settled as we move into spring and prepare for the new baby. So, with all of that being said, let's hop right in. All right, so on this day, throwback, I was craving some chocolate chip cookies. Now, if you followed me during my last pregnancy, you remember I kind of just called these lactation cookies because they are oat flour based and they're full of things that I've come to the conclusion can just be good for producing breast milk. But really, I just like these cookies, and it's actually basically a recipe from one of Kristen Cavallari's cookbook. I alter it a little bit each time based on like things I want to add in or what I even have available. And on this day, my cookies were definitely like a cookie brittle, which is actually kind of what I prefer. And then while those were cooking, I actually cleaned off some of our leftover blueberries and raspberries, and I poured that into a blender with some orange juice. Side note, I feel like very strong even recording these voiceovers because my food aversions right now are so bad. It's hard to even record these moments of the voiceover. Anyways, what I'm making right now are actually collagen gummies. And so once I did my little mixture, I put it on the stovetop to let it simmer. And then I put in a little bit of honey as well. Oh, by the way, this is basically also a recipe from one of Kristen Cavallari's cookbooks, but you can find all kinds of like gelatin gummy recipes on the internet, and I definitely tweaked it. I cut the gelatin into little cubes. Now I will say, for my first attempt, these were actually pretty decent, but I don't know if it was like the temperature or the speed. I do wish that the gelatin had blended even more. I just have to say, I love the way the light changes and hits our mountain throughout the day. So I'm bringing you guys along for this really just to cheer you up. Dan and I had decided to finally take our first swing at bone broth. Now, like I said, my food aversions are crazy. So fast forward to now, like literally even thinking about this is not super comfortable. So I'm not even drinking this now. But the funny thing is I was super into it at this point. And so we looked up a recipe and I followed what I saw-ish, or so I thought. This is the funny part about cooking. I'm a decent cook and I messed this up so badly. And so really this little segment is only in here to say that if by some chance you look at me and think that I have it all together, which I don't know, I feel like I don't give off those vibes, but if you do think that, I just want you to know I don't. I mess things up regularly. We put in a lot of effort into making this, and it turned out so gross. We ended up making another batch the following day. I'm not sure if I filmed it or not, but that batch ended up being incredible, but this was such a mistake. So we are broaching spring, and we still have lots of boxes in our garage that like haven't even been opened yet. And some things we just don't even remember in general, like if we even moved with them, because I know I mentioned this a few times, but our move here was wild and crazy. So point being is at this point, we have none of our indoor grow light equipment. And so we're planning on planting our seeds directly into the ground, probably in end of April, early May. And so on this day, I just spent some time going through all of my seeds and taking notes on which seeds I have that I might be interested in planting, because obviously different seeds have to plant at different times. And I wanted to just have a visual list so that as we plan like our garden beds and take inventory of what we have and where we can plant, I know like what I'm thinking of planting. I pretty much divvied up 2 lists, one for seeds that I'll be planting in like May, and then another for seeds that I might be planting in like July or August, if I remember right. It's like a later summer, fall type of plant. So on this day, Dan was working on the benches for our table that he had recently made us. While Dan was hard at work, I actually took baby out on a bike ride. The weather has been so beautiful. It's kind of been crazy, like snowing and then sunny. And on this day it was sunny, and so we visited our horse friends. Now, when we got home, Dan was on a roll and he had moved on to our fireplace. So basically what we decided to do, as you can see, is brick out the inside of the fireplace. Now, eventually, hopefully soon-ish in life, I'm actually going to like whitewash the bricks, and then the gold trim on the inside, we're planning on painting a matte black. But it's so cool to see like the progress going in that direction. Time for a random meal. I had bacon and sourdough with butter and a side of goat cheese and honey, a hard-boiled egg with everything but the bagel seasoning on top, and then some coconut water mixed with orange juice. I think everyone can tell what's happening here, right? Dan's putting these like skid blocker things on the bottom, you know, helps them slide around without scratching the floor. Logan, of course, offered to help. That's my boy. Okay, this is a really random shot and I realize that, but I just want to shout out to a fun activity. If you have kids that like airplanes, drive to your local airport and watch the planes land and take off. It was fun times had by all. Remember how I mentioned that our weather changes super fast? Those are my parents, by the way, next door. We randomly had this like crazy, like slushy hail. It kind of looked like it was raining Dippin' Dots out of the sky, and all of us just had a lot of fun standing outside with our mouths and our hands open. Okay, so back to the seed life. I harvested these honeydew delicata squash seeds, as well as these cilantro seeds, and I'm excited to see if they actually work in the spring. So guys, we are basically nearing the end of the never-ending cabinet makeover. So on this day, I started to paint the top coat on the cabinets. Now, all of my footage is super all over the place now. This might be my second coat. I've just been so tired of painting. Sometimes I don't even think to get out the camera, so I don't really know. But I was putting on my top coat, and while I was painting it, I was actually listening to the Happy Home Birth Academy, which is a home birth class taught by my friend Caitlin. You guys know I've already given birth at home once, but it was only once, and you know, every birth is different and it just feels like a really big deal. So I'm actually taking this class right now to prepare for birth. If you are looking for a home birth class, I'm going to go ahead and put my affiliate link down below, and I also have a discount code. I just love all of Caitlin's work, so I highly recommend it. So I was going through the modules of the class while I was painting on the top coat, and I can't believe it, guys. I feel like these cupboards being painted have just made the kitchen look like completely different. I feel like the kitchen is completely transformed, and I'm so excited to be nearing the end of this project. This sandwich is only getting like 2 seconds of glory, but I remember on this day, this hit exactly the pregnancy spot. It was sourdough with cream cheese, hard-boiled eggs, cucumber, cilantro, and Dijon mustard with a side of super juicy oranges. And it was incredible. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more exclusive content that I make, be sure to check out my Patreon that I will link in the info box. And I will see you guys, God willing, back here and over on Patreon and on Instagram very soon. All right, bye guys.